Hello, everybody. Welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. My name is Dread. Wow, it's very early in my morning for me, so bear with me. Eyes are just a little blurry still. Voice is still warming up. Hi. Welcome to I guess a double reaction. We'll do two reactions of the ones pretty quick. To a couple of videos, which will, of course, be linked down below, so check them out for yourself. I'm calling my video, what am I going to call this? What comes after the day before, or the FNTASTIC Scammers are back, as predicted. Yes. FNTASTIC, the guys behind the big scam the day before, they have returned, and they have another game that they want you to back. I can't even say any more about it that right now. Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to the man cave. It's a new background. We're trying it out. Let me know if you like it or not. Let's dive into what's going on, though. First with Asmongold clips, and afterwards with a larger breakdown for Luke Stevens. Let's go.
FNTASTIC, the makers of The Day Before, are back. Everyone deserves a second chance. We deeply apologize to everyone for The Day Before and take full responsibility for what happened. Check out our plan, FNTASTIC 2.0, where we share how we'll fix our past mistakes and are preparing to return better. You really need to get sued. I cannot believe you had the audacity to ask for more. Wait, they're asking for money? I want to see it. 21 hours ago. $500? 25 retards. Introducing Escape Factory. Yeah, so
first of all, they just point out they're making a game and they're asking for a Kickstarter pledge of $15,500. If they're any kind of a professional company, do you not think they would need more than $15,500 to make a game? Does that not seem like a really low number? As a professional company, what kind of game are you going to put out for $15,500? Sus number one. If you don't, okay, sus number one, they're back. Sus number two, they're saying they're sorry and they've learned, and they want you to forgive them. Sus number three, they're making a new game and they want you to back it with money. Sus number four, they only want you to spend $15,500. I don't understand. Their goal is $15,500. They have 25 backers so far that have given them a total of $513 at the time of Asmongold's video. You'll see with Luke Stevens that number changed dramatically and most suspiciously.
$100? 25 retards. Introducing Escape Factory. Yeah, so it's like, okay, so they're making Fall Guys. Oh, wow. I want to say that we return the funds to all players. You return the funds to all players because Steam did that. Steam did the refund. They didn't do the refund. Steam did the refund.
Oops. Another lie. Oh, FNTASTIC was just found lying. Oh, my goodness. Did anyone see that coming? Oh, shocking.
This game was Concord of 2023, except it didn't have a $1 billion budget, but it was just about as good. And actually, that's not true. The Day Before had more players than Concord. This is so crazy to think of. The Day Before was like infinitely more successful than Concord was.
Yeah.
The Day Before
scary.
Developers are back and they want forgiveness and they want your money. This is a level of shamelessness that, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm kind of impressed by. Most people do not have the audacity to be this fucking shameless. But here we are.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into Luke Stevens' video. This is a little bit longer, but I've listened to most of it, and it's very, very good. It will absolutely break this down, so let's go.
So they are back. The studio behind The Day Before, the previously most wishlisted game on all of Steam that released to horrible reviews, basically just wasn't even a game, and was shut down 4 days after it initially dropped. They tucked their tail between their legs, ran off, shut the game down, everything like that, and we thought that was the end of it. But they have just returned and are asking for more money. After months and months of silence, they posted to Twitter with a link to a new website. When you click on it, you get all of these prompts, FAQ, all of this stuff. Primarily this one, everyone deserves a second chance, with a link to a plan. If you're not overly scared of Trojans and other such malware, you can click download PDF, open it up, and look at what they have. And it's a massive, weirdly formatted thing. I don't even know what aspect ratio this is, but if you scroll all the way down, you can see they have new pillars, principles upon which their company will be founded now. Firstly, honesty. They're not going to lie to you. That, again, you would assume would be like a given, but whatever. Transparency. We understand the mistakes and absence of past communications, blah, 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 whatever. They're going to talk on Discord. They're going to report on development progress, whatever. Sure. Professionalism. This is a big one. We are transitioning from a volunteer-driven approach to one firmly rooted in professionalism. That's right. This time around, their employees are going to be employees.
So they're actually going to pay their employees of their company and actually call them employees and not volunteers this time on a game they're only asking for $15,000 from or to make. That looks like a ripoff of another game that you know is just going to be a scam anyways. And they already lied to you. Good start, Fantastic. Good start.
Allegedly, not just volunteers, which is what it was before. It was a team of volunteers making a game that they were charging for. How that makes any sense, I don't know. Like, who was getting the money? Not the employees, because there weren't employees. There were volunteers not getting paid. The whole thing was bizarre. They go on, raise development standards, expand professionalism again, enhance brand identity, focusing on rebranding the FNTASTIC studio name, which is what they're named. I just, the gall, like the gumption to release a straight up scam in the form of The Day Before. It was a game that was just asset flips, didn't have gameplay, didn't have really anything going for it. No, it was a scam. Full force.
And I have many videos on The Day Before and Fantastic pointing out that it was not a game they put out. They did not put out a game. They put out a bunch of asset flips cobbled together. It was never even meant to be a game. It was just meant to scam you. And yeah, you'd be like, well, Dread, it didn't turn out because, Steam made them give the money back to people. No, they got a whole bunch of government grants and people who actually put money into their game because they built the hype up for the game so much that it was the most wish list game on Steam. And they did that by putting out videos and things of the game that weren't have anything to do with the game. That were just designed to raise hype for something they could never deliver and never even intended to. It was a flat-out scam. There was no game. It was a scam.
Of course, no other explanation.
Many videos on
Thankfully, after Steam stepped in and started being fairly upset about it, justifiably so, they flipped on their previous statements, offered refunds, shut the game down, and moved on. Likely because they were having to pay for server infrastructure that they didn't want to have to pay for, so they just decided to cut their losses and run. But now they're back, and they're saying that they deserve a second chance. And if you choose to take action by clicking on that button, you see a mentioned Kickstarter campaign. If you hit Let's Go, it takes you over to this one.
Take a look at the numbers there when Luke's doing this. It's got one more backer than the other one had, okay? The other one had, when we looked at Asmongold, it had 25 backers. Now it's got 26. But it's jumped from $543, I believe it was, something like that, to $9,840. What? So one person came in with a like $9,300 donation. If this doesn't stamp sus on your eyeballs in red paint, I don't know what will. People, this, once again, is not a game. It's a scam. Luke's going to break this down and prove it. Let's watch.
Somehow they've raised $9,800 earlier when we were looking at this on my live stream over on Luke Stevens Live or on Twitch at Luke Stevens TV. We were looking at this and they hadn't raised $500 yet. So somehow in just an additional few backers, they've gone up to just under $10,000. I don't know how that's possible. Again, it seems to me like there might be something fishy going on, but I will let the more capable investigators figure it out. But basically, this is the game that they are working on. It is a game where you play kind of like Fall Guys with a bunch of party members in co-op, and you platform and work your way through levels.
And then if the game even does come out, they will shut down the servers and abandon the game shortly after. Because they also have a history of doing that. Not just with the day before, but the other games they've done before that as well. They will just lose all support for the game and abandon it and walk away from it because all they wanted was your money.
In physics-based co-op fun. Cool. It's at least, it looks like a game. How unique or original it is, I don't know, but it's at least a game, it seems. And to their credit, they actually launched this with a demo. Now, I, being one that likes to play miserable games for your entertainment, decided to download the demo myself. And I have it running right here, as you can see. Escape Factory demo. If I turn on the sound, let's see what we got. Okay. We click it, Escape Factory demo, fantastic, whatever. You can see we've got little guys running around. Okay, options. Do we have resolution modes? Ooh, fancy. Let's just crank this like crazy. Let's go high. Oh, it's locked up. Oh God. High. Anti-aliasing? Sure. Why not? And then let's go back. And there it is. So it's an actual game, it seems, right? Cool. Now, if you're like me, immediately you are suspicious that this is perhaps another asset flip, which if you don't know what the term asset flip refers to, it's basically the practice of some, let's say, shortcut taking developers where they go on to platforms like the Unreal Engine Store, the Unity Asset Store, or Turbo Squid, or another website that offers assets, 3D, 2D, whatever. And they purchase those assets or download them for free and then put them into games that they charge money for. And they're called asset flips because they just take the assets, quickly flip them into a game, sell that to people, get a...
There's nothing wrong with using those assets, either the free or the bought ones, in your game. If you're using nothing but asset flips, then it probably shows you're not a game developer and you're not a game designer. Because ideally you should be making a lot of that stuff yourself. Not all of it, but a lot of it. You may be a first-time game developer, a solo person muddling your way, trying to get into the industry if you're just cobbling assets together to make a game, but you still need to flesh out the game. You still need to have a game. You still need to do the gameplay and make everything work together. Asset flip then isn't just using those assets. Asset flip is cramming a bunch of assets together, making it look like a game. But in the end, it really doesn't work. It really doesn't play. It's really not a game or anything you've developed or designed. It's just a bunch of other people's work you stitched together and sold as your own.
A little bit of cash and move on to the next flip and just do that over and over and over again. If they sell 10 copies or 20 copies of one of these asset flips, they can still make money because it takes them so little time to throw these things together. This initially seems promising because it's like, oh, they are telling us this is a new FNTASTIC.
It's also, they can also make money because they only need to spend let's say $15,000 on all the assets. Where do I ever hearing the seeing the number 15,000? Why did I come up with that one?
It's FNTASTIC 2.0. We're not going to do the same thing we did with the day before, where we just took assets from those stores, flipped them into a game, and didn't do anything with them. We're actually developing games now. Well, there's a little bit of an issue because somebody went on and started digging through the code. These people are known as data miners, and found that this, no surprise, this is another asset flip. Shocker, I know. As you can see, Ocular Malice says, looks like FNTASTIC HQ deleted my post on Steam forums about the assets they stuffed into Escape Factory. Luckily, I stashed a copy on the Wayback Machine. Here's the archived thread. And if you pull up that archived thread, before it was deleted, seemingly by FNTASTIC, you can see right here a list of the things that they have taken and flipped. The networking code base is taken from the free multiplayer sample code that you can just download for free. Other things like the Cat Studio Lava map, the Shapes FX third-person controller, UNI VFX, Fantasy Skybox, Pixel Skies demo background pack. It's the demo pack as well. All of these things have been taken and flipped into this. Now,
they're looking for the cheapest assets they can get. But they've changed. No, they haven't.
Listen, for some of this, I don't want to be unreasonable. If there is a set of code that's been provided for free to the community, I don't blame developers like FNTASTIC for using that. Where we run into trouble is when you're using assets like this, which granted, presumably they've paid $45 to license it. They've done what they needed to do. They've paid for the license. The problem is when they are making it out like this is not the same thing as the day before. They're pretending as though they have totally changed and they're not just flipping assets quickly for a quick buck. Rather, they are allegedly developing something from scratch to sell to people, and they've learned their lesson. They're not going to do asset flips anymore. But that's demonstrably not the case. But you know what? Let's try it. Let's just make a server and let's boot into it. And here we are in the little game. You can see we got a little I guess waiting room, I guess is what this is. I'm guessing all of these assets will also be discovered to be taken from one of these stores. But let's actually, I need a minimum of 4 players. Okay, I can't. Oh, and enter is broken. It's broken. Okay. You can't. Okay.
Oh no.
I don't know what to do. I can't. There. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to alt 4 out of this. It's already broken.
Wow.
You can't make this up. Okay, we'll boot back in. Let's see if we can join a server. Maybe we can find one there. Play. Server names. Refresh.
Yeah, there aren't any.
R refresh. Nope. There just aren't servers.
There aren't servers.
It's just busted. Let's try.
There
let's try
aren't
this
any
again.
servers.
Let's just go here. New server. We go here. Tab player list. Okay. We have emotes. Okay. I'm guessing that's also just copy and pasted from somewhere. Z for an ability that doesn't do anything. Okay. F to interact. Can I interact with the ball? Nope. And then if I try to hit enter, now enter works to close it. It's just super, super buggy. Okay. Well, that's the demo.
Wow.
So listen, FNTASTIC.
So they've shown absolutely nothing there.
I understand the desire to make a comeback and to win people over. I get the sentiment of everybody deserves a second chance. I get all of that. But listen, you straight up scammed people a few months ago, not even that long ago. I think it was December of last year, 9 months ago. And then you disappear and you come back asking for more money. That is so insane. I don't even know if this is real life anymore. I don't know who is giving you money. You can see they have tiers all the way up to 12,000. And allegedly there's one person who has pledged this amount. And one of the rewards for pledging 12,000, I guess, Singapore.
I was going to say, how would you have 12,000 when they don't have $12,000 yet? But it's 12,000 Singapore money.
So
9,341, I guess, US dollars. So there goes the difference between what Asmongold saw and what Luke Stevens sees for the amounts pledged. One person pledging the maximum amount.
Dollars, which is about 9,300 USD. One of the rewards for that is getting to go and have dinner, specifically an unforgettable dinner, with the founders of the studio. Who knows? Maybe this is somebody making a YouTube video. Maybe this is like Mutahar and he's prepping to do a big expose. That would be fantastic if that's what's happening. I still don't know why anybody would give that much money, but if I had to put my own money on,
I don't care what your reasons are. If you're giving FNTASTIC money, you're an idiot. Stop it.
on this, I would guess that this is probably somebody within FNTASTIC or their publisher that is doing this just to generate some hype and make it feel as though something is happening. Because if you subtract that $9,300 from the total they've raised, they're still at about $500, which is what they were at a handful of hours ago when I was looking at this on stream.
Yep.
They have gotten a few more pledges, but almost all of this is from one person. About 95% of it is from one person.
Chances are 99% of those things are those pledges are all from people who don't exist or didn't actually pledge anything. Chances are. Again, a much smaller game than, the day before was going to be, but I do believe they're trying to build hype is what they're doing. They're trying to build hype so they can launch a game that's all entirely asset flips. It probably won't work very well at all, which they can then abandon a week later. And they want people to buy it when it comes out. And these brothers are not stupid. They're professional scammers. They're not stupid. They're actually pretty smart. They know people who investigate this stuff, and people who want to cover this stuff for YouTube will buy their damn game when it comes out to play it. Thus, filling their wallet full of money. I would encourage people, report the shit out of these stories, but please don't spend money that goes back to these people. Don't do that. Don't. It's not helping.
And I would not be surprised if it turns out that their credit card info doesn't actually work. Let's just say that. And this brings me to my main point of this video, which is just fantastic. You just scammed people like 9 months ago, okay? You just did that. You are not entitled to anybody's money, and frankly, asking for money after all of that is another level of ballsy. Like, it is unbelievable, unconscionable, whatever the word is, to do that. It's shocking. It's shocking.
It should not be shocking, though, because I knew they were coming back. I did videos on the fact they were coming back. They had talked about changing the name of their company and going back to an older company name. They talked about how they were going to continue to put out games. I talked about this stuff in my many videos on these guys. And so did a bunch of other people. This is not shocking that they're back. It's not shocking they're asking for money. It's not shocking they're making a new game. It's not shocking the game is an asset flip. It's not shocking they're scamming people. Again, it's not shocking people are falling for it, honestly. Although I think the numbers of people falling for it are pretty damn low this time. This is not shocking. This was all predicted, people. It was all predicted.
I cannot believe it. What you need to do is win people back based on the quality of your work. Even though you're building a demo, which is filled with assets that have been flipped off of the Unity store, some of which are free, others are demo packs, others are just publicly available open source code, which is not like an unforgivable sin. Those assets are there for you to purchase for a reason. We get it. The reason it's a problem for you is because you have demonstrated time and time again, especially with your full release 9 months ago, that you are incapable of putting together a product yourself. And you're claiming that this is FNTASTIC 2.0 and that this is the big moment where you're going to change and prove everybody wrong. But you're doing the same thing as you were before while pretending that you're not. You're just going to scam people. Like,
Luke, they know all this. They know all this, and they are counting their money on the way to the bank, Luke. They are counting on the fact that gamers are stupid. And unfortunately, some gamers are stupid. I mean, a lot of people are waking up. But I mean, there were people out there like 14-year-olds, those type of gamers who'll be, Mom, I need some money to buy this great game. And they'll be like wanting to buy your stupid asset flip game. You can't ever get rid of these people. They're Klingons. They're just like a virus that doesn't go away. Can't ever get rid of them because they will continue to find ways to make money off of stupidity. And you're never going to get rid of all the stupid people either. But I mean, gamers are waking up, especially, I mean, this year, especially, but even just the last few months, gamers are waking up. Gamers are hopping mad. Gamers are hyper aware right now. Gamers want change in the industry right now. Those are all good things. You need to be diligent on covering this kind of stuff, on supporting those who cover this kind of stuff, on being aware of what's out there and spreading the word. Because if we're going to take back as a community our beloved thing we do, this gaming, the gaming community, we're going to take back the games, and we're going to take back the companies and the devs and the developers and the suits and the backers, and we're going to make this thing work. Well, it's never going to work 100%. There's always going to be the viruses hanging on that are just there to scam you. But we need to do our part. I want to thank you all for doing your part watching this video, by the way. Please give it a like. A little thumbs up there would help. Little tickle. Little smile, little drop a little comment, Let me know how you like the background at the beginning, the new man cave background. You haven't seen it before. By the way, I covered this whole thing already on my Discord. I didn't mention that. I covered this on my Discord real quickly. Well, when I saw it last night when I came home from work. Drop both these videos in the Discord to let people know about this. But then I took a few hours sleep and got up. And I was like, nope, I gotta cover this in detail.
This is not that complicated. I am shocked that anybody would give them any money, period. But while I don't think that $9,500 contribution is real, I'm guessing that's with like a stolen credit card or something. I'm still baffled that they could get even 25 people to pitch in roughly $500 altogether for this project. It's really stunning. And frankly, if they put together a really good game and this ends up being awesome, cool. I'll be happy to see it. But I think we all know that that's probably not going to happen. We all know that this is probably just going to be another asset flip that's going to be dumped into the pit of Steam and quickly forgotten. Yep. But they're opening it up to stretch goals all the way to close to $1 million. I mean, that's pretty ballsy.
Wow.
I'm impressed. I wouldn't be this confident after.
I mean, we're asking for $15,000 to make this game, but we want to give you the opportunity to, donate up to $1 million or more. Wow.
The day before, but wow. So at the end of this, don't give them money. They're just doing the same thing over again. Yep. I cannot believe they are, but they are. I guess. Luke,
come on. You're not. You shouldn't be surprised.
They're just hoping that some people are stupid enough to give them money again. I don't know. What I think happened with the day before, the only reason they took it off the store is because allegedly, my understanding, and developers feel free to correct me, but my understanding is that when you buy something on Steam for, let's just say $70, okay? So you bought this thing for $70. Boom, we bought it. What happens when you do that is Steam takes their 30% cut, right? So Steam has taken this chunk for themselves. But if you issue a refund request, Steam keeps their 30% cut, right? So the company made this much money off of it, but now when they refund you, they have to refund the full amount, including Steam's cut, because Steam did their part of the job. I mean, Steam, they sold your game for $30 and distributed it. It's not their fault that your game wasn't of a high enough quality that people wanted to return it. So Steam takes that cut, and the studio now is losing this much effectively on every single return, which is why Steam returns really, really hurt the publisher and the studio behind it. Because, yeah, they gave you this money back, but they're losing this much money on top of it. And once those refund requests started coming in, I think they panicked and they just took the game off of the store, because whatever money they were bringing in from initial purchases, they were losing from those refund requests. So they just decided to bail. And I forgot about this, but it was listed at $40 at the outset. I mean, that is insane. So every single time they were selling a copy and then having...
That's cheap nowadays. $40 for a AAA game like the day before. $40 for like the most wish list game ever on Steam. That's been a great deal. Why is it gone? Why can't we play it still? Oh wait. Oh yeah, it was shit. Right. It was shit. That's why.
Having a refund, they were losing like $10-12. No wonder they shut it down and like bailed on it quickly, because they were just hemorrhaging money. But this is why it's important to remember that they didn't like learn their lesson from the day before. They just got caught.
No, they're back now because they finally ran out of money. They finally ran out of spending all the money that they got in donations and grants from governments and everything else, because that's where they made their money on the last game. They finally ran out of that money, so they used the last of it to buy some assets and stitch together what they thought might look fun to some 14-year-olds. And stole a credit card and, or whatever, and pledged to themselves. And they're back. Oh, God.
And now they're trying to come back and do it all over again. And the only reason I think they're not changing their studio name and they're not just trying to cover it up is because FNTASTIC has name recognition. Even now, like, this video is offering this demo and this Kickstarter some level of publicity. Not good publicity. I'm telling you not to give them any money, but still they might consider that to be worth more than just putting something out under an unknown title or unknown studio. Whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be funded. And the way this Kickstarter works is if it's not funded fully, they don't take any money from it. But still, it's just shockingly ballsy. I'm still in awe. So I guess at the end of all of this, we should just take away that scammers will always scam, and they'll change their tactics. They will try to convince you and scream at you, pleading for forgiveness and a second chance, because they swear they're different and they're doing things differently this time.
Oh my God, it sounds like governments, doesn't it? And they're trying to get elected. Oh, we've learned so many lessons from the mistakes we made over the last however long. We're going to be completely different now. And then go on to do the exact same effing things, but worse.
All the while, they're just planning on taking your wallet and pickpocketing you for all of your worth, because that's just what they do.
Also sounds like a government. Yeah.
So don't give them the time of day. Don't give them any money, for the love of God. But I think that this is a good story to just remind you that these people are still out there. And there's a lot of other companies doing similar stuff and other devs doing similar stuff that are not as recognizable as FNTASTIC.
And we've covered some of that on this channel as well.
Fantastic. So just be cautious. Look at Steam reviews. And if you're going to buy one of these games, probably do it through a Steam so you can refund it if it is in fact.
Do your research. Do your research, absolutely. And don't just be like, oh, well, there's a bunch of people who like said this is great. Well, research those people too. Are they real people? What did they get something out of giving a good review? All these kind of things. Are the Steam reviews just like, obviously, like people who work at the company or their family members, right? You gotta research this stuff nowadays, people. You have to, because everybody lies. Quite honestly, a pessimistic outlook on the world, but everybody lies. And when you factor the internet into that, it goes up by a factor of 1,000,000. All right, everybody, that's my look at FNTASTIC, the day before devs coming back and with their hands out asking for money and forgiveness. Scammers have returned. Everybody from Miss Valley Entertainment News. My name is Dread, and I hope you come on back for some more. Don't forget to check out the links down below to both these videos and my other YouTube channels, as well as my Discord. Love to have you join up. As I always tell you, I post all my videos on my Discord. I'm also on there, talking about what I find and what I like out there in music and movies. Talk about some sports. We talk about pets. Sometimes we post some memes. Have some fun out there. Always open to conversation. Don't always get it, but that's fine. You don't have to be a conversing person to be part of my Discord. It's just honestly a place where you can go and meet people if you want to, or find all of my videos posted there under my different channels over on the left. So, my name is Dread. You're in Dread's Man Cave. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.